This is a time of confusion and stress for all of us, has been for the past nearly 8 months, but more so for people with loved ones suffering from Alzheimer's disease. Julia Peclavanos, the executive director of the Northwest Ohio Alzheimer's Association, has some shocking numbers for us this morning, and this is during Alzheimer's Caregivers Month. So definitely numbers we're seeing right now, definitely not numbers we want to be seeing. Kind of explain what's going on.
Thanks, Amanda. Yes, we have seen an increase in the average number of deaths the period between March and the end of September. In Ohio alone, that means there's an additional 1,100 plus deaths over that period of time than what we would normally expect of people with dementia here in Ohio.
And that's not necessarily deaths that are, somebody got COVID-19, but potentially these are just the impacts of the pandemic on folks with Alzheimer's and dementia.
Correct. So these are not attributable to COVID specifically for the most part. These are deaths that are as a result of some of the isolation and some of the other challenges that people face when their loved ones cannot be with them.
So what can we do here? As we mentioned, it's Alzheimer's Caregivers Month. We know that this is a disease that impacts the whole family truly. So what can we do right now?
Well, there are over 600,000 caregivers, unpaid caregivers to people with dementia right here in Ohio. So we all know someone who's caregiving, and it's a tough road right now. So the first thing we can do is reach out to them and tell them that we care and show that support for what they're dealing with, whether they have a caregiving situation at home or whether they're the caregiver to someone they haven't been able to see regularly in quite some time because they live in long-term care that's been limited visitation or no visitation at all because of COVID.
Yeah, and that's, as you said, that isolation has really had an impact here, unfortunately. You guys also provide a number of services, of course, to folks in the community.
Yes, and caregivers at any time can reach out to us 24/7 at our helpline at 800-272-3900. But locally, we provide family care consultation, education programs, and support groups for caregivers. So give us a call at our local number at 419-537-1999 or that helpline. Keep that helpline handy. It's tremendously helpful to have someone on the other end of the phone at 3 o'clock in the morning who can help you through whatever challenge you're facing.
Yeah. Now that some things have loosened, some things have opened back up, the governor here in Ohio has started to allow some visitations. Do we hope that, this trend is going to start to go the other direction?
I don't know that we know what to expect, but what we do know is that this isolation is a tremendously challenging situation for everyone concerned, and particularly those who are dealing with dementia.
So maybe a little bit of a bright spot here this morning. We're learning that the FDA is supposed to be looking at potential therapy or for potential treatment for folks with Alzheimer's and dementia. This would be a big deal.
It's a tremendously big deal. The drug is aducanumab. The company is Biogen, and this morning the FDA committee will be reviewing this so that it can be brought up to the FDA official board in a few months. But right now, it's showing very promising results. It's a once-a-month infused drug for Alzheimer's disease specifically. That's one of many types of dementia, but the most prevalent. And it is the first ever treatment that actually really slows down the progression of the disease. There
have been some things that have been done to try to help people with this disease over the years, but as you said, this would be the first actual treatment to slow that progression. So that would be a big deal.
Yes, it's a beta amyloid clearing drug, so it clears the plaques from the brain, and it is showing significant promise for individuals who have Alzheimer's disease, and in phase 3 clinical trials. So they're about 5,000 people on the drug right now.
Right. So we'll keep a close eye on what the FDA committee decides today and pushing that along to the full FDA, and we'll see what happens with that. And of course, we'll keep people educated on the latest with that. But in the meantime, if you are a caregiver for someone, you need some help, or you know someone who is, just help give them a little bit of extra support. This is a very difficult time right now.
It sure is. Thanks so much, Amanda.
Yeah.
People need to talk about this. They need to support one another.
Absolutely, Julia. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.